Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to create this logo using Inkscape. Now this looks like it's drawn out. It's a logo that has been drawn, but it's not really. But I'm going to show you how you can make a vector logo using Inkscape, and then I'll show you how to export it as a PNG, and then I'll do another video that kind of shows you some other techniques using GIMP that you can use to improve or enhance the logo that we create in this video. So I'm going to close this down. That's the final version. I'm going to get rid of that because we're going to create it right now, so we don't need to keep it. But the key to this is that you basically want to find a font that its design kind of fits with the look and feel that you want for the logo. And to do that, we're going to use Google Fonts. If you're not familiar with Google Fonts, Google has free fonts that you can download or you can use, and a lot of people use them in websites, and they just use them directly off of Google Fonts, but you can actually install them on your computer and use them with your software. And we're going to use a font off of Google Fonts using Inkscape. So here I'm on fonts.google.com. You can either go directly there in your browser, or you can type it into the Google search engine. Just type in fonts and it'll probably be the first one in the list. But after you get here, what I like to do is I like to type in the text that I'm going to use for the logo up here in this box. And then you can just scroll through here and you'll see that text using each of these fonts. And so you can just browse through here and find the one that you want to use, and then you can download it. You can download one or more of them. Now, if you know the style of the font, you can select one of these filters. Let's say you wanted innovative, right? It'll show you all the innovative ones. I know that the one I'm going to use is in the artistic batch, so I'm going to click artistic. And rather than scroll through all these and try to find it, if I don't find it here in a second, yeah, I'm not finding it. So I'm just going, I know what it's called, so I'm just going to, it's right here, Shojimaru or Shojimaru. But if I select that, it'll take me to this page. And then all I got to do is click Get Font, and I can download it. Now, if you want to do more than one font, you can just click your back button a couple of times, and you can go back here and add to that collection. Let's say I wanted another one. I know of another one that I want to download with it, called Logo Corp, or called Permanent Marker. Logo Corp is a fictional name that It's a fictitious name that I just created for the sake of this demonstration. But so here's the permanent marker, and we're just going to get this font, and now you'll see we have two here. So we can just click this button, download them both to the desktop, and then save it, and just that easy, we have the files from Google Fonts. So I'm going to close this browser because I don't need it anymore. And let's see, where did that go? I'm going to drag the folder that you download is a zip file. It gives you a zip file that has all of the fonts that you downloaded in that one zip folder. So you can extract this just by right clicking on it and clicking extract all, and then you'll get this pop up, and if you just do it to the default location, it will extract them to the same location that the zip folder is in. And since mine was on the desktop, it puts these on the desktop. And so if you open that, you'll see there's both of my font directories are in there, and each one's got a font in it along with the pertinent information that you might need for the font. But this is an important point. Just because we've downloaded them to our computer doesn't mean they're ready to use. We can't use these the way they are. We have to put them in a specific location, and then we have to open Inkscape after they're in that location, and then Inkscape will go through and see what fonts are there, and then it will allow us to use them. So what location, you might be wondering? Well, the location that we need to put them in is in the C directory, the C drive, I mean. It's the C drive, and it's in the Windows directory. And then if you go down here, you'll see a fonts folder. And if you double click that, you'll see all the fonts that are already on your computer that your software can use. Now, I already have both of these installed on mine, but just for the sake of demonstration, I'll show you. You just have these two windows here side by side. You just drag the one you want to install over, and it will install it. And if it's already on your computer, it will give you a notice. Like when I drag this one over, you'll see that it's telling me I've already got that font, so do I want to replace it? I can say yes and it'll just override it, but since mine's already there, I'm going to click no, and then we're going to move on with this demonstration. So now that I have these two fonts on my computer, I can just delete those because I don't need them anymore. They're installed already. And I'm going to open Inkscape. Now, if you install the fonts while you have Inkscape open, then you're going to have to close it down and open it back up, because Inkscape only takes an inventory of the fonts that are available the first time that it opens. Or not the first time that it opens, but when it opens. When you launch the program, then it goes and it looks at the fonts. So if you installed them while it was already open, it won't know that they've been added. You'll have to close it down and then open it back up. But after you do that, you'll be able to use those fonts, use whatever font that you installed for your logo text. And that's what we're going to do here. I'm just going to click this text tool, and I'm going to come up here to my options, the options that I want to set for this text. And I'm going to click this drop down arrow for the font, and I'm just going to scroll down to that Shojumaru font. It's right there, and I'm going to set that as the font that I want to use. I'm going to leave it at 72 because I know that that's the size that we need for this text. And then I'm going to click on the canvas and I'll get my cursor, and I'll just type out Logo Corp, and you'll see that it's in the font. It's in the font that that we wanted. Now, the interesting thing about this is there's a stroke set on this text, and I'm going to do another video after this one that shows you how to do that on a PNG file with GIMP. So I'm going to remove that stroke from that text. If yours has one and you like that outline on there, you can just leave it. But because I'm going to do another video that shows you how to do it a different way, I'm going to select all of that, and I'm going to come over here to the stroke and paint panel. And you could do this, actually you could do this either way. You could just take the stroke and make it completely transparent like that, or you could come over here to the stroke style and just make it 0 so there is no stroke. Or you could just come down here and come down here and select the stroke, and then click this and it will remove the stroke. So there's 3 ways that you can take that stroke off of the text. But you'll see now when I zoom in, there's no line around the outside anymore. And That's a little different than the one I showed you at the beginning of this video, but that's because I'm going to show how to add it after we make it into a PNG file. At any rate, we have our logo here. It's still in editable text, so if you wanted to change this, you could. And if you export this as a PNG file like this, you could save this source file as an Inkscape file, and you could come back in here and you could edit it. Like, let's say you wanted to shorten it and remove the P, or let's say you wanted to add .com to the end. You could still edit it because it's text. But I told you at the beginning I was going to show you how to make a vector logo, and so that's what I'm going to do. Right now you'll see that this, if we click it, like I said before, it's still editable text, and we don't want that. We want it to be a vector. So if we select this and we come up here to path, object to path, it doesn't look like anything happened, but something happened. This is no longer text. See how it's not selecting that text? It's just giving me a new cursor over the top of it. And that's because this is now a series of points. It's a series of points, and it's a bunch of polygons. And now I could edit this. If I wanted to make this L look a little different, I could just move this, and then I could adjust these a little bit and make it look a little different. So that's basically the difference between text and a vector. A vector is an actual drawing. Now if we were to save this like this, if I was to save this as a Inkscape file, I wouldn't be able to edit this text anymore. I'd have to remove all the points in order to remove this P. So there's a difference between this vector logo and the one that that I could have exported while it was still text. But the end result's going to look the same. So let's just export this the way it is, and we'll leave that stroke that I removed, we'll leave it off, so it's going to look a little different from the first one, but you get the idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to export this logo, and to do that we just want to make sure we have the export panel visible here. And if you don't see yours here, there's a couple of ways that you can get it. You can click this drop down arrow and then find the export option inside of this panel and click it, and it will open the export panel. Or if you point at this, you'll see there's a hotkey, Shift Control E. So if that wasn't visible, you could just hold down your Shift key, your Control key, and then hit E, and it will open that panel for you. After you get the panel open though, there's a couple of changes we want to make to this. First, you want to make sure that your object that you're going to export is selected. And I have it selected here. You can tell because the bounding box is visible. The other thing is we want to change the DPI to 300. And that's just because if I was going to use this for a print, I would need a higher resolution than 96 dots per inch, or DPI. I'm setting it to 300 DPI, and when I tab out of this box, you'll see that the width and the height change. See how they got bigger? So the DPI is increased. There's more dots per unit required to make this logo, so the width and the height got larger. Once you get your DPI set, you can come down here and click Export Selected Only, and what that's going to do is it's only going to select the logo itself. It's not going to select this white background or the canvas. It's not going to export that. So with that all set the way that we have it, I'm going to click this Export Directory button, and then I'm going to select desktop, and I'm just going to put it on the desktop. and I'm just going to give it a name, Logo Corp Logo, and then I'll click Save. And now we've just exported this logo to the desktop. And I'm not going to save this. I'm just going to close it without saving, because we have the logo here. And like I said a minute ago, or a little bit ago, I'm going to use this version of the logo to do a different video. But if I double click this, you'll see that it's basically the same exact logo that we started this video looking at. The only difference is there's no outline on it. The outline's gone because we removed the stroke before we exported it. But that is a vector logo that we created using Inkscape, and getting our inspiration and our design look using Google Fonts. So I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.